Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, Treadmill Devotion, day 2. So I hope you're following along. I posted a link to the Bible that I'm using if it's something you want to follow along with. You can just listen to the reading of the word, or you can join me, walk on the treadmill while I read, or read along with me, whatever you want. I just think it's a good way to get in both my daily reading of the Bible and walking at the same time. And I thought it'd be fun if we could do it together. So this is day 2. I'm loading each video on YouTube when I'm done, so that if you want to go back and start from the beginning, if you haven't, once we get into it, if you haven't been following along, then you can. All right, there might be some thrashing and banging in the background. My husband is assembling shelves in the basement. So, all right, let me get this puppy going. I just knocked my phone. Hold up. Let me get my treadmill going. Okay. And good morning, Rhonda. I'm going to try to set this so it's angled so you're not looking up my nose because, All right. January 2nd is the day I'm on, but we'll just say day 2. This is about Cain, Abel, and Seth. This is Genesis 4, 1 through 26. Okay. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife, Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, "With the Lord's help, I have produced a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best portions of his firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. That'd be a bad place to be, wouldn't it? This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. But you must subdue it and be its master." One day Cain suggested to his brother, "Let's go out into the fields." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother? Where is Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" But the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. But from now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear." I'd say so. I gotta get my page turned. "You have banished me from the land and from your presence." That's the worst part. "You have made me a homeless wanderer, and anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a 7-fold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain had relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Then Cain founded a city, which he named Enoch after his son. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad became the father, Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women. I don't know who'd want to do that. One's enough. The first was named Ada. The second was Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the first of those who raised livestock and live in tents. His brother's name was Jubal, the first of all who played the harp and flute. Lamech's other wife, Zillah, gave birth to a son named Tubal-Cain. He became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain had a sister named Naamah, and one day Lamech said to the wives, "Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 77 times. Adam had relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed." When Seth grew up, he had a son named Enosh. At that time, the people first began worshiping the Lord by name. All right, so now we're on to from Adam to Noah, Genesis 5, 1 through 32. This is the written account of the descendants of Adam. When God created... I'm going to knock stuff over here. Let's try that again. Where am I? When God created human beings, he made them to be like himself. He created them male and female, and he blessed them and called them human. When Adam was 130 years old, he became the father of a son who was just like him, in his very image. He named his son Seth. At the birth of Seth, Adam lived another 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. That's a long time. When Seth was 105 years old, he became the father of Enosh. After the birth of Enosh, Seth lived another 807 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Seth lived 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh was 90 years old, woo! I should lost my balance. After the birth of Kenan, Enosh lived another 815 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan was 70 years old, he became the father of Mahalalel. After the birth of Mahalalel, Kenan lived another 840 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Kenan lived 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he became the father of Jared. After the birth of Jared, Mahalalel lived another 830 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived 895 years, and then he died. When Jared was 162, he became the father of Enoch. After the birth of Enoch, Jared lived another 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Jared lived 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he became the father of Methuselah. After the birth of Methuselah, Enoch lived in close fellowship with God for another 300 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived 365 years, walking in close fellowship with God. Then one day he disappeared, because God took him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he became the father of Lamech. After the birth of Lamech, Methuselah lived another 782 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he became the father of a son. Lamech named his son Noah, for he said, "May he bring us relief from our work and the painful labor of farming this ground that the Lord has cursed." After the birth of Noah, Lamech lived another 595 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The descendants of Adam were Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. The sons of Noah were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Whew. That was a lot of begats. All right. Noah and the flood, Genesis 6, 1 through 22. Then the people began to multiply on the earth. The daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw beautiful women and took any as they wanted as their wives. Then the Lord said, My spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years. In those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on earth, for whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought and imagined was consistently and totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he had ever made them and put them on the earth. It broke his heart. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, I will destroy every living thing, all the people, the large animals, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I'm sorry I ever made them. But Noah found favor with the Lord. It's quite a place to be when the Lord is disgusted with the entire earth, but yet you're the one man the Lord finds favor with. That's a pretty good place to be, I'd say. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man. the only blameless person living on earth at the time, and he walked in close fellowship with God. Noah was the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now God saw that the earth had become corrupt and was filled with violence. God observed all this corruption in the world, for everyone on earth was corrupt. So God said to Noah, I have decided to destroy all living creatures, for they have filled the earth with violence. Yes, I will wipe them out along with the earth. Build a large boat from cypress wood and waterproof it with tar inside and out. Then construct decks and stalls throughout its interior. Make the boat 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Leave an 18-inch opening below the roof all the way around the boat. Put the door on the side and build 3 decks inside the boat, lower, middle, and upper. Look, I am about to cover the earth with a flood that will destroy every living thing that breathes. Everything on earth will die. But I will confirm my covenant with you. So enter the boat, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring a pair of every kind of animal, a male and a female, into the boat with you, and keep them alive during the flood. Pairs of every kind of bird and every kind of animal and every kind of small animal that scurries along the ground will come to help you be kept alive. And be sure to take on board enough food for your family and for all of the animals. So Noah did everything exactly as God had commanded him. There we go. So that's January, well, that's the second day. So we'll move on to the third day tomorrow. That one was only 11 minutes. So no, 11 minutes is not a long time on the treadmill, but I think the Lord doubles it when you're reading his Bible at the same time. It counts for extra mileage. I don't think my Fitbit recognizes that, but hopefully the Lord does. So, okay, I'm glad you guys joined me. I'll upload it to YouTube in case you haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing. And we will move on to day 3 tomorrow. All right, guys, have a wonderful Sunday. Love you all.